How are you? So, today I am coming with some sort of data interpretation question. I'm going to give you only 8 minutes. Please pause this video and try the 3 questions in just 8 minutes. I hope you paused this video and you tried these 3 questions coming from the data interpretation question. So, let's do it together. The first thing you have to understand in data interpretation question is you have to understand the data inside the table, the pie chart, bar graph, or line graphs. First, you have to understand and clear about those data. Thereafter, you can just easily do the questions. As you can understand here in this table, the data is very clear. It's talking about the percentage of population below poverty line. So, it's not given a percentage. By the way, this is last year's question. In this case, you have to just simply put percent, because it says percentage, right? So instead of being confused what this number is, it's better to make it into symbolic by putting it by saying percent, just like this symbol of percent. Next, very simple. As you can understand, this is a ratio proportion, male, female proportion, female proportion above poverty line, below poverty line. Clear. Let's directly go to the question. Number 1. What will be the number of female below poverty line in town C? We're talking about town C. So the question is, what will be the number of female below poverty line? Below poverty line, female, town C. It's talking about this. Right? Okay. If the total population is 5,000. The total population is already given by putting in 5,000. If the total population is 5,000, you can understand that 26% of the population is belonging to below poverty line, which is 26%. What you have to understand is simply extract out 26% out of the 5,000 total population. In this case, you can simply put it like this. Simply multiply by 0.26 means that you understand that 0.26 means 26%. Okay? 26%. Below poverty line percentage, below poverty lines proportion, ratio. In that case, simply you can just extract out the 26% of the total population just to identify the ratio. Then, what is the 26% of 5,000? So it's simply 0.26 times 5,000. 0, 0, 0, 30. 0, 0, 0, 10. 0, 0, 0, 0, 3, 1. 2 zeros. 1,300. 1,300 is the total population of both male and female below poverty line in town C. Right? So the question is not that. The question is, what is the female number? Simple. Here in this case, you can identify that there are about 5 proportion out of 5. We can find 2 for male, 3 for female. So we have to identify 1 proportion. What is a 1 proportion? Simply, you have to understand that to get into the 1 proportion, you have to just divide to the entire population, the entire proportion, which is 5. 5 proportion. Out of 5, 2 of them male, 3 of them belongs to 3 proportion belongs to the female. So the entire is 5. This is to get the 1 proportion. Divide into 5. 2, 10, 3, 0, 6, 13. This 0 comes here. 260 is 1 proportion. 1 proportion. Okay? So in order to get the female proportion, you can get times 3. If you make it times 3, which means that you can get the entire proportion of the female proportion. So 360 times 3. 0, 8, 1, 3, 6, 7. Right? 780. 780 is going to be the proportion for female below poverty line in these statistics. Okay? 780. Okay, now let's go to the next question. If the male population above poverty line for town B, now it's talking about town B. Let's directly go to town B. Town B, it's talking about town B. Great. So, the male population above poverty line. Town B, above poverty line, male. Okay, is what? 4,100. Great. Then, what is the total population? Now, the total population town B is the question. The given one is simply the male population above poverty line, which is 4,100, we have to find out that. So as I told you, the one proportion. In order to get the one proportion, you just have to divide 4,100 out of 5. Then you can get 5. You can get one proportion among these. Then after you can multiply that number with 7 so that you can get the total population of the entire poverty line of town B. Okay? So what you're going to do is simply 4,100 divided by 5. Right? So which means that 8, 40, 1, 10, 2, 10, this 0 comes here, 820 is one proportion. 1. So in order to get the female proportion, we just simply multiply it by 7. Then 820, which is one proportion, and you can multiply it with 7 so that you can get the total population of only the female. The male is already given 4,100. Then 820 multiplied by 7, 0, 4, 1, 57, plus 1, 57. 5740 is the female population. To get the entire population of female and male above poverty line in town B, you can just simply add 4100, the male and the female, right? So this means 0, 4, 8, 9. 9840. 9840 is the total population, which means that statistically this is the 82%, right? Because the 18% belongs to these proportions, right? 18%, right? 18 minus 100 is 82. This is 82%, right? 82%. This one, right? 82%, which is this one's 82%. So we have to find the 18% in order to get the total 100%. So this is 82%, right? So if this is 82%, which is 9,840 is 82%. So what will be the 18%? This population. Then it's going to be X. So therefore we can get 1840 times 18 over 82. If you cancel this, you can get 2,160. 2,160 is 18%, this one, right? So this is 82%, right? Then, to get the totality, you can simply add this number with this number, right? Which means 2160 plus 9840, which means 0, 0, 1, 0, 12, 1, 2, 12. That is the total population of town B. Is 12,000. Let's go to the third question. I hope you get it, right? Let's go to the third question. If the male population below poverty line for town F, if the male population below poverty line, male population below poverty line means here, this one. Male is 2,000 to wait. What is the population of the female above poverty line? The question is, the female above poverty line is how much? Above poverty line, the female. That's a question, right? The only given data is only the male population below poverty line, which is 2,000. As I told you earlier, we just statistically get, we can just simply find out the one proportion out of 4 just to get the other one correctly. So you have to just simply divide 2,000 with that 4. 2,000 divided by 4. In this case, you can find it by 2, 2, by 2, 1,000, by 2, 1, by 2, 500, right? So the one proportion is 500. In order to get the 5 proportion here, which is the female, you just have to simply multiply by 5, right? Which means 500 times 5, which is 2,500, right? So we can get the 2,500, which is the female, and the male, 2,000, which is total plus 4,500, right? Which means the total population of this is female and male poverty line, 4,500. The question is still not yet. Now we can get this simply the 36%. This means 36%, right? If this is 36%, we have to find the total number of population here by making it into 64%, because 36% is already given, we know, right? So if 36% is 4,500, we can find find the 64% is X, this population, right? We don't know. So to get this, you can find 64 times crisscross 450 over 36, right? So when you just work out this one, you can get 8,000. 8,000 is the total population of this, the total population of this town of above poverty line, right? Now still the answer is not yet found. Why? Because the question is to find out the female above poverty line. So in order to get that, we have to divide this by 5. Why? Because the entire population is proportion is 5 here, right? 2, 3, 5. So 8,000 times divided by 5. 5, right? So by 1 here, 1, 5, 3, 0, 6, right? 30, these 2, 0, 1, no, 30, yes, 1,600, right? Yeah, I'm correct. 1,600. 1,600 is a 1 proportion. The question is, what is the female? So to get the female, you have to multiply it by 3. So we get the 1 proportion, then you can just multiply it by 3 in order to get the female total population of above poverty line, which means times 3, 0, 0, 18, 1, right? 1, 4, 4,800. This is how to solve data interpretation.